Hey, welcome, Gary Fortunon. Got a little dilemma in my shop for my welding stuff. Now, it's a little crammed over here, but as you can see, I've got my hoods, grinding hoods, my other spare welding helmets. Some have cutting lenses. I've got my good Lincoln hanging on my welder, my respirator, and I'm tired of them just hanging around, or I got them sitting on a table, any horizontal flat surface. So I'm going to come up with a way to fix that. So what I did, because of my problem with my hood, is I decided I was going to weld up something and make me hangers that were some kind of curve. I didn't want to just nail in a nail to hang them on, because then your band bends on them. And I didn't want to, use a long screw, anything like that. And so if I was going to weld something, I was actually going to cut some pipe, weld it to a base, put that across, which been fine. I mean, I could have done that, put a little lip on the front of it, welded all that together, would have worked great. But since I got a 3D printer recently, I was sitting there thinking, what can I make with this 3D printer? Because I was printing off like toys for people or other things. I printed off a few useful things, some bins and trays and things to store things in. But I started thinking, what do they have out there? And with the 3D printing world, there is a ton of websites with free downloads, or you can download what people have already designed. They may only charge you a couple dollars or $3, and you could download it even $1, which isn't bad. Somebody goes all the trouble to design something. And you can download them. You can put them in your 3D printer. Uses a slicing program to slice it into all the layers. You can put it in there, set it all up, be all done, and then just print it, whatever you want. But I couldn't find anything that I liked. I wanted something that had a good wide arc for my headbands, and I wanted something that I thought I could put like a peg on there. And I had to go through some iterations of it, because the first time I did it, I just had a peg coming straight out of it, and it was the first time I kind of pulled on it, started cracking. So I beefed all that up and put a radius on it so it's a lot stronger. And this is what I came up with. Now this is my Blacksmith Pop. That's what I started using that on Twitch, and I've added it to my YouTube as just like a username handle kind of a thing. So I made one with Blacksmith Pop. It's actually raised lettering on there, and then I painted the front. And if you can see, now this one is the one I messed up. Okay, this is the one, it's just straight. But this is now what I've changed it to. You can see there at the bottom, I put a radius on this light one, and even at the top, I made a radius, where this one was just straight. Now the radius at the top here wasn't as important, other than I can 3D print this. That's enough of a radius, I don't need a support, which, if you know about 3D printing, you have to print anything that's hanging out in space, you have to print support material up to it. So I have to print support material under this, and then take that off and slick it all off. But it's not that bad. And so, got my Blacksmith Pop on the back. And so I made ones for welding, and like I said, they're raised. I painted them with just some acrylic paint, and have that arch on them. And I made the hole that's a little bit bigger, so you can put up to like a size 10 screw. You can use the 8 or 10 screw. They're a little bit countersunk, but not much, but there's enough. Hang up on the wall. Like I said, I was just doing this for myself. I did that, and I thought I'll do welding and grinding, and if I want to put a cutting torch, because I've got extra hoods, and some of them I got cutting torch lenses in. I even did one for plasma, which is the same as a cutting torch, but I was just playing around. And of course I can make them out of different materials. I got this sparkly dark blue, I think it's called Dark Blue Galaxy or something, but they're PLA colors. I've got some like this is they call this stone blue, I think. But we've got some more PLA at the house that has that's just a darker blue than this, and then I've also got one that's a like a steel color. It's a gray, like a gray steel color. So thought that was a neat thing. I'm gonna try it out, but I mean, you're not hanging from it. If you hang from it and you break it, you know, that's just your own fault. Because it's just to hold a welding hood or a coat or a welding shirt or an apron or something simple. It's not there to, you know, lift up anvils. So, but I think it worked out well. This is a quick time-lapse video of how they were made, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how they work on the wall. So here we go. So now I have them hanging on the wall. I've still got some more to mount. I'm going to find a place to mount my grinder one and my cutting. I may or may not use cutting, but now I've got my blacksmith pop, my welding, hang my welding apron, welding coat, my welding shirt. I gotta hang my welding shirt, pull out my good Lincoln hood. And this is the part I wanted to do this. As I put the gap so it handled the curve. If I want to do my grinder, it fits on there real nice. I know it's for all the welders out there and the blacksmiths that are thinking, should have made it out of metal. But I didn't. I wanted to try something different. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun to make. It was fun to design it. I used Fusion 360 to design it on my computer. I know you're probably not here for 3D printing. Maybe you are. I don't know. I've got a whole hodgepodge of stuff. This is Gary Forging On. Because I forge things, yes, but I also forge into other areas. Do whatever floats my boat, whatever. And you just come along, enjoy the ride. We'll have some fun. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.